Hi, welcome to the channel. This is Moyna Bass Fishes. I'm Jim Moyna, professional bass angler. In this video, we're going to talk about the Bassmaster Opens for 2024. And specifically, we're going to discuss what it's going to take to be in the top 9 in Angler of the Year points in that series of tournaments. And why is that important? It's important because it is the top 9 from the Bassmaster Opens in 2024. It's those top 9 guys who will all qualify to fish the Bassmaster Elite Series in 2025, which is the goal of many of us who fish in those Opens. It's my main goal for this coming fishing season. That's my main goal, is to get in that top 9 and move up to the elite field for 2025. So, I did have a viewer kind of ask for this video. He was kind of wondering what it would take, and that's a great question. That's something we all want to know. And to me, it's just as simple as looking at what last year's results. So, in the 2023 Bassmaster Opens, the last and final qualifying spot, 9th place, Ben Milliken, he had 1,430 points. So to get that, well, this is how the Bassmaster scoring goes. In each tournament, you can win a maximum of 200 points. If you win the tournament, you get 200 points. If you get second, you get 199. Third, you get 198. And you kind of see how with each place you go down, you get one less Angler of the Year point. So the most you can get in a tournament's 200. And there's 9 tournaments. So basically you take Ben's point total of 1,430, divide that by 9. That gives you the average per tournament that he had. So basically that was 159 points per tournament is what he earned, which equates to averaging 41st place in each tournament. Now, obviously, that's not that's not the exact breakdown, because everybody fluctuates. So, but that is what you need to get 1,430 points. You need to average 41st place. Now, that 41st place average comes in a lot of different varieties. I think one thing an angler has to do is avoid finishes of more than 90. More than 90th place. If you can avoid those, then you're gonna be, you're gonna have a shot. But you're also gonna have to have a couple of top 10s in there, at least one top 10, maybe 2, and avoid finishes out of the 90s, and you will, you're gonna be right there close to that 41st place average. So, and I really think I can do it. Obviously, I got to have one of my better type years. If you look at where I finished in the Major League Fishing Angler of the Year points standings for the last 4 years, I've got 4 years ago I was 27th, and I had a 25th and a 25th, and then last year was 18th. So, yeah, none of those were top 9. However, it's not that far off. It's a really fine line between finishing top 9 and finishing like top 30, like 30th to 9th. It's a fine line. It's just a couple of things here and there. And anytime, one thing that's going to have to happen is there's going to be days, you're looking at 9 tournaments with a minimum. You fish each tournament's a 3-day tournament, okay, but only the top 10 fish the last day. So most of the tournaments are probably going to be 2-day tournaments for me and for most anglers. So that gives you 2 times 9 is 18. So you get a minimum of 18 tournament days. There's going to be, out of those 18 tournament days, there's probably going to be there's probably going to be like 4 or 5 of them where you're getting late in the day without a limit. You're getting late in the day where maybe you only got 3 fish, maybe you only got 2 fish. And what separates the guy that makes it top 9 from the guy that finishes 30th or 40th is that guy that can freaking somehow, he's got an hour left and somehow he needs 3 more fish and he's able to figure something out to put those 3 final fish into the live well. I've seen that time and again in my own career over the years. It makes a huge difference. I mean, those days where you're really struggling and somehow you're able to just piece together those last couple of fish to fill out your limit in the late hours, and you show up, you weigh a limit of fish. It may not, you might finish 70th in the tournament, but you just saved yourself from finishing 110th, 120th in the tournament. And that situation will come up. It's going to come up more than one time, and I'm going to have to just come through with the with the saves. Those saves are huge. That's just a huge part of it. Because you're going to have tournaments where you come out of the blocks hot and heavy. You pull up in your first place, and in a half hour you got a limit of fish, including maybe 1 or 2 big ones. So that's going to happen. Okay? But that's not what makes or breaks your year. What makes or breaks your season are those days where you just salvage something. You avoid finishing over 100th place. You salvage something in the last hours, the last half hour, last hour. You go from 2 fish to 5 fish, or 1 fish to 5 fish, whatever it is. But somehow you make that late rally that doesn't completely, that saves you from that just disaster tournament. So anyways, that's kind of the rundown. 41st place average, which I guess I never said how many guys there's going to be. So there's going to be at least 150 boats fishing all 9 tournaments, but they do allow people to sign up for 1, 2, or 3 or whatever. So there'll be plenty of those guys. So probably be about 200 boats per tournament, of which 150, 160 guys will be fishing all 9. So it's only those 150, 160 guys that are fishing all 9. Those are the ones that I'm competing against for the Angler of the Year points. The rest of them are just cherry picking 1 or 2 tournaments here and there. And they're not just doing that. There's no way you can get enough points. So anyways, so 41st place, it sounds easy, but it's not. When you have that many numbers, when you got 200 boats in the tournament to fish in 40th place on average, that means you are basically finishing in the 20 percentile or the upper 80 percentile, depends how you look at it. But anyways, you're beating 1 out of 5 guys is basically what you're doing. So anyhow, the tournament season's coming. It's January 15th, and I'm going to be starting to head to Florida here in another week and a half or so. And the first Bassmaster Open tournaments in Lake Okeechobee will be February 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So a lot of preparation to do between now and then, and things are getting exciting, and I'm getting anxious too. Over.